Today, we will explore the story of Dennis Brown, known as the Crown Prince of Reggae, and his struggles with drug addiction. Dennis Brown was one of the most prolific and influential reggae artists in history, serving as a model for many musicians on how to effectively deliver reggae songs. He possessed a profound understanding of melody and lyrics, and was deeply committed to his craft, always looking ahead. Born in Kingston, Jamaica in 1957, he earned the title of Crown Prince of Reggae, with only his natural talent standing in the way of even greater fame. This title was bestowed upon him in the 1980s, shortly after Bob Marley's death, who had called Dennis his favorite reggae artist. Known for his relentless work ethic, Dennis Brown is credited with producing at least 78 albums across 37 record labels, sometimes releasing 6 or 7 albums in a single year, making him one of the most prolific creators of reggae classics. He faced personal tragedy early in life with the loss of his mother, which led him to seek inspiration from his father, an actor, while being surrounded by entertainers, including his uncle, a comedian. In 1972, Brown began a partnership that would catapult him to international fame when Joe Gibbs invited him to record an album. One of the tracks, Money in My Pocket, became a hit among UK reggae fans and a staple in his live performances. The original version of this song was produced by Winston 90 Holness for Gibbs, featuring musical support from the Soul Syndicate. Brown also performed at a Christmas morning showcase in Toronto, Ontario, alongside artists like Delroy Wilson and Scotty, where he was hailed as the boy wonder of Jamaica and received acclaim as the star of the show in a local newspaper review. Dennis Brown was born on February 1st, 1957, at Victoria Jubilee Hospital in Kingston, Jamaica. His father, Arthur, was a scriptwriter, actor, and journalist. He grew up in a large tenement yard in Kingston, living with his parents, 3 older brothers, and a sister. Despite the loss of his mother in the 1960s, he began his singing career at a young age, performing publicly for the first time at a school concert when he was 9. He had been passionate about music even earlier, admiring American artists like Brooke Benton, Sam Cooke, Frank Sinatra, and Dean Martin, with Nat King Cole being one of his biggest influences. He grew up on Orange Street, the center of Jamaica's music scene, surrounded by major recording studios, which captivated him as a child. It was fortunate that he possessed a voice that could ignite the studios. Brown signed his first recording contract in the late 1960s with the renowned Clement Sir Coxsone Dodd of the Studio One label, achieving success with his first hit album, No Man Is an Island. Throughout his extensive career, he gained a reputation as a talented artist, capable of various musical styles, recording another album with Dodd, titled If I Follow My Heart. He later collaborated with other studios, creating a body of work that resonated with the Jamaican public. Brown stated that his inspiration for writing came from Joseph's Way, which emphasizes deliverance through vision. Dennis Brown, known for his true vibrational sound, collaborated with numerous legendary artists, including Byron Lee and the Dragon Airs, Bob Marley, Coco T, and Freddie McGregor. He also partnered with prominent reggae and ska producers like Derek Harriott and Joe Gibbs. The rising star was respected for his humility and strong work ethic, consistently showing up prepared and making few errors during recording sessions. His international acclaim grew with the release of influential tracks such as Westbound Train, Cassandra, and Africa, while working with 90, The Observer, Holness. It was with Holness that he produced his iconic song, Here I Come, which became his signature piece. From 1977 to 1983, Brown primarily collaborated with the renowned producer Joe Gibbs, releasing hits like Visions, Words of Wisdom, Joseph's Coat of Many Colors, and Money in My Pocket. In 1983, he signed with the American label A&M Records, releasing 2 albums, Love Has Found Its Way and The Prophet Rides Again. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, he frequently performed at the Reggae Sunsplash Festival in Montego Bay, where he is credited with helping to shape the event, being one of its first performers in June 1978, alongside headliners like Jimmy Cliff, Third World, Inner Circle, and Toots and the Maytals. As one of the most influential vocalists and recording artists in Jamaican history, Dennis Brown promoted reggae music globally through hit records and sold-out concert tours across nearly every continent. From the 1970s to the late 1990s, he inspired and mentored many emerging artists, including Richie Stephens, Luciano, Junior Reid, and Barrington Levy. In addition to his prolific output of over 78 albums, he was a soulful singer and gifted songwriter, skilled in playing both guitar and drums. Dennis Brown's impact on reggae music was immense, and his work continues to inspire many. His music is celebrated as a lasting legacy, and he is revered as the Crown Prince of Reggae by Jamaicans everywhere. In the 1990s, he remained highly active in recording, notably collaborating on the 1995 album 3 Against War with Beanie Man and Tristan Palmer, as well as working on projects produced by Mikey Bennett. His visibility in the United States increased due to a series of album releases on RAS Records during the late 1990s. Managed by Tommy Cowan, who had also worked with Bob Marley, Cowan noted the differences between the two artists, describing Marley as a serious businessman, while characterizing Brown as more community-oriented, often giving away his earnings shortly after making them. Dennis was known for his strong sense of community, often earning money and giving it away within an hour. However, his success was overshadowed by a history of drug use, particularly an addiction to crack cocaine. He was reportedly seen with drug paraphernalia at concerts in the US, but when confronted about his drug issues by a Jamaican star in 1996, Dennis publicly denied having a problem. He argued that if he were using drugs, he wouldn't be able to continue his work, referencing the saying that one's company reflects their character. While he acknowledged being around people involved with drugs, he insisted that drugs had not significantly impacted his life. Friends who were aware of his struggles referred to it as a bad habit, accepting it as a part of his character without questioning him further. The media often exaggerated the situation, making it harder for Dennis to find the support he needed for his addiction. He expressed that the rumors about drugs were a distraction from his career, leading him to seek out supportive company while avoiding those who were critical. His brother, Leroy Clark, claimed he had never witnessed Dennis using drugs, and noted that Dennis was a private individual who kept his struggles to himself, not wanting to burden others. Unfortunately, Dennis Brown's reputation for canceling shows cast a shadow over his legacy as a reggae superstar, with many believing it harmed the reggae industry on an international scale. This issue was not unique to him, as it was a common challenge among reggae artists. As time went on, Dennis's health declined, suffering from respiratory issues likely worsened by his long-standing drug addiction. In May 1999, after touring in Brazil with other reggae musicians, he fell ill and was diagnosed with pneumonia. Dennis Emmanuel Brown passed away on July 1, 1999, at the University of the West Indies Hospital, and no autopsy was conducted. He fell ill at the end of June after returning from a month-long trip to Brazil, where he did not get sick, although several companions contracted a virus. His brother Clark noted that Dennis experienced chills during the flight from Miami to Kingston, Jamaica, and he was admitted to the hospital a week later. Dennis Brown died on the morning of June 30, 1999. The media reported that his death was due to lung failure linked to pneumonia and heart failure. His funeral took place on July 17, 1999, at the National Arena, organized by his friend and colleague, Freddie McGregor. The event turned into a 3.5-hour musical tribute to Brown's life, featuring performances by McGregor, John Holt, Richie Stephens, George Nooks, Maxi Priest, Shaggy, Gregory Isaacs, Ken Booth, Carlene Davis, Marcia Griffiths, Nadine Sutherland, Heather Cummings, Pam Hill, and J.C. Lodge, all accompanied by Brown's longtime collaborator, Lloyd Parks, and his We the People band. Jamaican Prime Minister P.J. Patterson and former Prime Minister Edward Seaga, who was the opposition leader at the time, both spoke at the funeral. Prime Minister Patterson honored Brown, stating that he had established himself as one of the most talented musicians of his era, often referred to as the Crown Prince of Reggae, and that his extensive collection of songs would continue to resonate with future generations. The funeral garnered international attention, reflecting Brown's significant impact on a generation of Jamaicans who regarded him as their favorite reggae artist. Brown had a total of 13 children and was survived by his wife. In 2001, the Dennis Emmanuel Brown Trust was established to educate young people, preserve Brown's memory, and provide musical instruments to youth. The Trust annually awards the Dennis Emmanuel Brown, DEB, bursary for educational achievement to students aged 10 to 12. On April 26, 2010, NPR's Morning Edition news program highlighted Dennis Brown as one of the 50 great voices, showcasing remarkable voices from around the globe and throughout history. On August 6, 2011, which marked the 49th anniversary of Jamaica's independence, the Governor-General of Jamaica awarded Brown the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander CD posthumously for his significant contributions to the Jamaican music scene. In April 2012, the Nubian Jack Community Trust placed a commemorative blue plaque on Brown's residence in Halston. Additionally, Rolling Stone ranked him 67th on its list of the 200 greatest singers of all time. Thanks for watching this deep dive into Dennis Brown's work. If you enjoyed this documentary and want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps support the channel and brings more stories like this to life. Hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. See you in the next one.